Hey guys, I'm here today with my students in our grappling class, and I just want to be on a soapbox for a little bit. I just got something I ordered on January 11th. It finally came in the mail yesterday, on Tuesday. That was February 19th. So something that I ordered on January 11th finally came February 19th. All right, and this is the box I came with. It looks like something that got repackaged. All right, and this box was supposed to have 37 pounds of parcel in it, and it's supposed to have 20 of this book, right? And instead, only 2 of this books was in this whole box. And this box looked like it was all ripped up, and someone repackaged it. And I don't know if you can zoom in here, but if you zoom in, it looks like they just kind of stuck cardboard and papers just to make sure that the 2 books are not floating around. If you can just kind of zoom in a little bit, can you see that barcode and the date? Can you see that? All right. Can you see the date and stuff?
Where are we at?
The date is like what's this? 37 pounds. It was shipped on. Oh, here's the date right here. It was shipped on
January 22nd.
January 22nd. All right. It didn't get to my place till February 19th. And this is what kind of irritated me. I know things messed up all the time. I run a business. I help a lot of business owners, so nothing's perfect. But what kind of irritated me was Belt Magazine had an invoice. Right here, so here's my invoice. All right. Now, what happens usually when you place an order, they'll automatically send you an email with a tracking number, so you can track it online. All right. They never sent me a tracking number, so I didn't even know that they were sending it out. I was expecting my parcel would be late because I ordered a whole bunch of stuff on clearance. Anyways, it came, and I didn't even know that it came late. And then when it arrived at my house, I opened it, and all I found was 2 books. And what irritated me was A, Belt Magazine didn't send me a tracking number, so I couldn't track it. And B, USPS, or United States Postal Service, didn't care. You know, what my wife thought might have happened was the box probably fell out of the conveyor belt, and the box probably got smashed in half, and all 20 books probably fell on the floor, or probably floating around with the conveyor belts. And what happened was no one really cared, and they probably found 2 of the books stuffed in the box, retaped it, and that was it. You know what I mean? So it kind of really irritated me. And at first I didn't quite understand it. I thought this was part of another box, but then I looked closely, and it said 37.6 pounds, right? So there's no way these 2 books could weigh 37.6 pounds. So somewhere someone screwed up, and I just want this to be ratified. I just want it to be like fixed. I don't know how. I don't know who I can contact because there's no number, right? But I just feel like this is not good. You know what I mean? This is why the United States Postal Service is having a lot of problems. We go to a local post office just down the street, literally just down the street from this gym, and the lady doesn't care. She won't say hi or good morning or good afternoon, right? And it's like there's no customer service, okay? And on the flip side, Belt Magazine still run the magazine company like from 1960s. I mean, this company's been around for like 40 years, and they finally jumped on the internet bandwagon, but they still operate like a company from 20 years ago. No tracking number. When I call, there's like this toll-free number is part of Muscle Magazine and several other magazines' toll-free number. So I had to listen to all the numbers, and okay, I gotta hit this number to get the black belt, and then from there I had to hit another number to get to the right person. And then when I did call, the person who I was supposed to talk to no longer worked there. So it took this lady 2 days before she called me back, and she apologized because it was the person who worked in that department quit, so she got to take care of her department. So it was just like one big nightmare. And on top of that, I order. Can you just zoom in for a second? Okay, there's 10, 62, 30. How many items is that? That's 101 items. So out of 101 items, only 2 came. And I ordered this January 11th. No tracking number, no email, no Facebook message, no letter, nothing. Right? So I just want to show you again, right? So January 11th, okay. Here's the number of orders. Okay, so it's just so ridiculous. Can you guys see us? Right? What a freaking nightmare. I didn't get a single email, single letter telling me that it's going to be late, whatever. So you have two companies, and no one knows what's going on. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm really disappointed. To be honest, that's why people don't buy Black Belt Magazine anymore. The magazine tries to be all things to all people, and I honestly believe, like, what's going on? You know, it's ridiculous. This box, I mean, why would anyone ship in a box like this? If you're going to ship 37 pounds of books, wouldn't you ship it in like a heavier, more duty box? Wouldn't you like triple tape it? You know? So Black Belt Magazine also screwed up for them to ship in a box like this. Because I had a box like this a month ago, and the box was almost teared up. But thank goodness it arrived at my house with the 20 meg books in it. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think? I mean, do you think they care, or do you think like no one's managing it properly, or? I mean, if they Magazine shouldn't have shipped it in a box like this, because it would not hold up during shipping. It came all the way from Missouri, all right? Okay, and then somewhere on the conveyor belt, you know, the post office, they probably fell off the conveyor belt, or someone dropped it, and the books probably just splattered everywhere, and no one bothered to take time to look at the invoice and say, oh, there's 20 books. They stuck 2 books in, taped it, and then shipped it out, right? I mean, it's comedy and error. Imagine it's something very important, like some important document, some immigration paperwork or something. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, you're giving your money for service, and this is not what you paid for. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. Well, it's not just that. It's like I can't trust the system now. You know what I mean? Like, so. Anyways, very disappointed. And one thing I want to tell my students is that sometimes big is not good because no one showed love or care. All right. Everyone kind of passed the buck. You know what I mean? Maybe at the post office they work 4 8-hour shift. So I don't want to take care of it. I'm gonna give it to the second shift guy. The second shift guy doesn't care about it. Give it to the third shift guy, etc. So it took over a month before it finally delivered. You know, so on top of that, it was a month late. So anyways, very disappointed. I'll put this on YouTube. I'm gonna tag it. I'm gonna send it out to everywhere. Hopefully, business school can analyze it and say, you know, this happens all the time, unfortunately. But it was just so disappointing. Anybody else want to add anything? No. All right.
Just a failure of checks and balances.
Failure of checks and balances. So how can that be better?
Well, like you said, people can actually care about their job. And if an order arrives messed up, talk to at least the people that gave it to you.
Yep.
Try and figure out what happened.
Yep. What happened? I think what was ridiculous was this was dropped on my porch, and it was dated for January 22nd, and it arrived on February 19th. Someone should have had a note for me saying, "Hey, we apologize. This was somewhere in our warehouse." When I first picked it up, the first thing that came into my mind was that this box was in the USPS truck, and it was just kind of getting bumped around left and right all day long for a month. And then one day he goes, "Oh, there's a box there." So he pulled it out and dropped it at my house, right? Then I opened it up, and then these 2 books were all dented and everything. I said, okay. And, you know, I wasn't quite sure what was going on. And then the more I looked at it, the more I realized something screwed up here. You know what I mean? So it's just so ridiculous. I think it started with Black Belt Magazine for not shipping in a container. I think it started with Black Belt Magazine not following up with me, saying, "Hey, you know, your order's gonna be late." You know what's great about eBay and Amazon? Every time they send out an order, they want you to review it right away, and they give you incentive for reviewing it. They go, "Hey, you know what? If you review our order or tell us how we can get better, we'll give you a $5 off coupon for your next order." On eBay, whenever I buy something from some stranger in the middle of nowhere, right after he shipped, there's a section where he can send me the tracking number. On my smartphone, all I have to do is tap on that tracking number. It brings me right to FedEx, UPS, or USPS. And then from there, once I receive the order, I can comment and review that seller on eBay, and vice versa, the buyer. You know what I mean? And these things are not in place. It's so ridiculous. I mean, eBay's been around for how many years now? Like 10, 20, 20 years, right? Why aren't these systems in place? I bet you when Black Belt finished the order, they're not going to send me an email asking about customer service or did I deliver it on time or do I have any comment on it? Nothing. They don't care. You know what I mean? So the other thing I want to tell my students is that there's a lot of martial arts school out there, and they're really big. And I was listening to this radio interview, and they said that if you want to eat great food, you got to eat food that's prepared with love. And what they mean is, if you buy like processed food, is that prepared with love? No. People just kind of mix the ingredient in batches. It goes on a conveyor belt. It's in a plastic wrapper. It gets shipped to the store. No one loves it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem right now. A lot of big franchise martial arts school. Everyone's doing flavor of the month, and the biggest flavor of the month right now is Krav Maga, right? So one day this Taekwondo school is teaching Taekwondo, and all of a sudden, a month later, he's teaching Krav Maga, and everybody wants to do it, but no one has asked himself, how come this instructor all of a sudden is qualified to teach Krav Maga? Well, he's qualified because he went down to California, paid $2,000, did like a weekend certification, maybe 16, 24 hours, got a bunch of DVDs. It's called Turnkey, so every day or every week he knows exactly what to teach, and voila, he's a Krav Maga level 1, level 2 certified. That's not done with love, you know what I mean? Back in the days when martial art was taught, the martial instructor will bring you in, they'll nurture you, they will try to help you be stronger in your character, in your physical understanding, etc., right? Just like Mr. Miyagi, you know what I mean? It's true. You know what's the other thing that kind of irritates me? Karate was never popular with kids until the Karate Kid came out. But the Karate Kid movie was one-on-one instruction. And then the martial industry takes the Karate Kid movie and blows it up, and now you have all these junior black belt or all these teenagers teaching little kids how to do high kicks and stuff like that. So now everywhere you drive through, you see strip malls with little kids doing crazy karate kicks, you know, and thinking they're ninjas and everything. No one does it with love, you know what I mean? Same thing with the most recent Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan. You know, it was like Big Scoo, Cobra Kai versus Jackie Chan and that little black kid, I don't know what his name is. Jaden Smith. You know, doing it with love. You guys get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's what irritates me right now. It's MMA school, karate, Krav Maga school. No one does it with love. They go out, they buy a program for $2,000, and now all of a sudden they're qualified. And then the consumer buys into that. You know what I mean? So everyone's so anxious to jump on the latest bandwagon. You know what I mean? And I find that very irritating. And so what I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you guys want to be good at anything, you have to do it with love. You want to run a good business, you got to do it with love. In other words, you gotta love everything. You gotta love the people coming to your gym or to your restaurant. You know what I mean? So this is what I feel is missing. This whole process lacked integrity. It lacked someone taking personal responsibility to make sure that when I got my parcel, they cared about my what I thought about it. They cared that if I was happy or not. You know what I mean? So it's so ridiculous. I mean, Black Belt Magazine talks about, you know, it's the epitome of, like, it's supposed to be the martial industry on integrity, etc., etc., and it doesn't even show that in this business.